Okay. Hi, it's Sylvia again from Taylor Sewing Center in Brockville, Ontario. I'm a little bit late again with giving you another video for Au Naturel. It's been a busy month, both in the store and the Lazy Loop tour that we had, and personally, I've been busy. So I wanted to put month 6 and 7 into one because you're going to be making setting triangles. When a quilt is put together with just the blocks in this orientation, there's no need to straighten up the edge to accommodate your borders. When we put blocks on point, like this example here, you've got this gap. Now you could make another full block and trim it, but that's a bit wasteful, and it has to be a little bit more than half a block to accommodate your 1/4 inch that you're going to take. So what we do, you can fill it with a solid piece of fabric, and when you cut those pieces, you want to ensure that the edge that comes on the side here is either straight or width of grain. And to accommodate that, we take an even larger block and cut it in 4. And these 2 edges straight of grain and these 2 edges width of fabric will, either one of them will be that straight edge, top or bottom, top or down the side or along the bottom. Also, when you do this corner, to get straight of grain and width of grain on the outer corner, you'll just take a block and cut it in half, so that that's your width and straight of grain. And the reason for that is the diagonal has a lot of stretch, and you don't want that diagonal on the outer side where it's going to stretch or have any possibility of stretching. Now, when we go into block 6 and 7, there are triangles, and you're building a bigger triangle. In month 6, they ask you to cut a larger block of this fabric and cut it diagonally twice. So you have either a straight of grain, this one is straight of grain, it has no stretch, or on my other triangles, it's width of grain. And then these 2 seams are the inside of the cross. So they ask you to do that so that this edge does not stretch when you put your border on. And again, there are smaller blocks again that they ask you to cut in 4 diagonally. And again, that's to keep these from stretching. When you're making your half square triangles, the direction is not as critical, but one thing to remember with your fabric with a linear pattern, keep them all the same direction when you make your half square triangles. When you put your 2 layers together, make sure they're always oriented the same way so that your pattern is the same way with all your blocks. On block number 7, you're asked to cut your main piece in half. Your square, cut it in half. And this is the half here. This is the diagonal of the square that you've cut. It does have some stretch, but if you pin it as you sew, it will not deform too much, but it gives you your straight of grain and width of grain on the outside where it's not going to stretch when you put your sashing on. And finally, if you are as particular as I am about the direction of stripes, these ones again are squares cut twice diagonally, so into 4. And when you do that, I have a diagram, you'll see it in the notes, it is in the notes. You will get 2 from one square, you will get 2 where the stripes are going one way and 2 where the stripes are going the other way. So I cut extra so that all of my outer strips, outer triangles, the direction of the pattern was in the same way. So those are blocks 6 and 7. Take your time. Note that the measurement they give you is not the 12.5, but 12 and 7/8, because it has to be enough to give you that 1/4 inch seam allowance on the outside. And again, when we get into month 8, where we have the sashing and cornerstones going in, I will show you a tool that I use for rapid cutting of many narrow strips. I have used it throughout the quilt, but it really comes in handy for the sashing. So I guess that's it for this month. I will wrap this up, and the notes are all available if you ask for them, and I will be sending them out to the group in Utah who have been following us. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.